Well, hello everyone. This is Ryan, and I am back with you with another episode of Empire Coins and Collectibles. Today, we're going to be talking about something a little different, and that is collecting political slogans and social type commentary slogans on coins and tokens. Now, you may think this is a modern construct, but it is not. It goes all the way back to the early 1800s to about the 1815, 20, 25, 30, into the 1840s. There was a lot going on back then as well as today. But we're going to be looking at some modern tokens, if you will, that are trying to act like coins and currency. And perhaps you'll find this interesting. It is a little bit different. But before we go there, if you will, please like, share, and subscribe. So I have 4 examples of tokens. Some of them are copper, some of them are silver, one of them is brass. But they all have a message to share because it's somebody wanting something to be a little different from today, whatever today means to you. I try to keep this channel free of any political aspect or social commentary. This is all about coin collecting and token collecting. That would be numismatics and exonumia. So this is in the spirit, me showcasing these pieces are in the spirit of a category of collecting in exonumia. That means out of coins into something other that looks like coins. So please forgive me for anything that's on these tokens. It's just a small example. And some people find it very interesting. And the further away we get from the day that these things were issued, the more they speak to what was going on as social commentary at that time. So people in the future will find these just as interesting as we find those tokens that were issued with social and political commentary from the 1820s, 30s, and 40s, and even in the Civil War, the 1860s. So with that, let's go to the desktop camera, and we're going to turn this other light on so you'll get a good look in terms of what we're going to be showing you today. So let me change the cameras right quick. Hopefully we can do that seamlessly. There they are. And we're going to bring this other light in to actually illuminate them so you get a good look. Now, some of them are kind of fun, and some of them really have some serious topics. Let's see, can I get it a little bit? Yeah, I'm going to raise this up a bit. I'm going to put another couple of spacers in the back of this, and I just spilt my coffee. You know, I'm all thumbs when it comes to doing things at my desk. Yes, I think I have a napkin over here. I'm sure Miss Empire is going to make light of that because she knows how clumsy I can be at times. But I guess it's well deserved. I get so excited about what I'm doing in the moment. Sometimes I don't look about and see what's going on. So we can get a good look at these, and I'm going to use my ink pen here. This one here is copper. This one is copper. This one is silver. It's kind of like a zombie buck, and we'll look at it a little bit closer. And this is taking a historical slogan and bringing it forward in time and trying to apply it in today's environment. So let me say this up front. I do collect copper rounds, and it could be copper rounds about political candidates. It could be copper rounds about slogans. There's specialty houses that put out copper rounds with slogans and social commentary on them. And I kind of like them because, again, I can look back and think about the times that they were issued and what was going on then. Whether it's historical or something other, it does appeal to me. And then, of course, the silver. You guys probably know by now, I do stack silver. So if I can stack an ounce of silver and it has another appeal to it, like it has a political commentary slogan on it, that makes it even more attractive to me. The brass one, it's interesting in its own right in that it's trying to translate through time a slogan that was very prevalent in the Revolutionary War and perhaps again during the Civil War. Let's start with this one. So I'm going to read what's on it. So on the I would say this is the averse side. It says bullion, not bits, safety in numbers. So I'm going to see if I can get this to show up here and get into focus. Oh, that's pretty good. About as good as we're going to get it. So it has a balance scale. And what you see on this balance scale is on my right, it is an ounce of silver, a silver eagle, it looks like, a walking liberty. And on the left, it's something like Bitcoin. And so there's this big dialogue going on right now about cyber currency like Bitcoin. What is it really worth? And you do see a lot of volatility in it. It can be upwards to $60,000-$70,000 per coin, Bitcoin, and then it will drop down to 10, 12, 14,000. That roller coaster ride, I would get off for my own personal taste pretty quick. Now, on the other side, it says, let's see if I can read it. Protect the future. Real metal, real value. And look at this other side, the reverse of it, if you will. Can we get that into clear focus? I don't know if it's focusing to the best of its ability. Let's see if I can get a little closer. There it is. Protect the future, real metal, real value, and it says 0.999 copper ounce. That AVDP is a French word or phrase that says it's a measure of the metal, non-precious metal. Okay, interesting, isn't it? So I love it. I've got a book filled with copper rounds, and whenever I go to the coin show, I'm always looking to buy more. And you can pick these up anywhere from, well, in the past, $1 to $2, $3 a piece. And there are some that are quite contentious, right? But I'm not going to show those because, again, we're not about political commentary. We're about promoting the coin collecting, whether it's exonumia or real coins, numismatics. This one, will it focus? It says barter trade token, 1 ounce, 0.99539 copper. So it's kind of interesting. It's saying, okay, if there's no currency, we're going to have to barter. And there are a group of people out there, they're called survivalists. They believe in acquiring metal, whether it's copper or brass or silver or gold. They believe the future, when everything hits the fan, so to speak, the future is all about bartering. Me, I've got a collection of pocket knives. I figure if it comes to that, I can barter the pocket knives. But anyway, I find this kind of interesting. Let's see what the other side said. Oh, this is a real message. There is a group of people that's all about legalizing marijuana. And here the commentary is live free or die. Now, I do have an opinion about the legalization of marijuana or alcohol or any other type of drug. Anything that would damage the greatest tool that you have access to that will generate wealth for you, I don't do anything along these lines. That great tool of yours is between your ears, your brain, and anything that would damage the functioning of your brain or inhibit its functioning, don't do it. Don't do it, right? Some people say this is recreational. I think this is a gateway drug, but that's all the social commentary I'll make. It is something that I share with my students at the university as well. Not the drug, but the message. Use your brain, and that will generate wealth for you or do well for you and your family. Here's another one. This one is called something like a zombie buck. Can we get this to focus here? Let's see if we can. Look, this is Lady Liberty, but it's not exactly. It's Lady Liberty as a zombie. And this is not a Morgan dollar. This is a Morgan and $50, 2017. So this was put out 6 years ago. And the commentary is when everything hits the fan and the zombie apocalypse happens, you'll still have this silver that you can barter and trade. I do like the artwork. And there's an organization out there. The guy kind of went all in, mortgaged his house, and began producing these silver rounds and others with different artwork about things like this. And he stood up a business, and it's quite lucrative. These are oftentimes very limited in the production, very limited in numbers. So people collect these and they do go up in value. Let's see what the reverse would say. Oh, here's the message. Oops, it's upside down. Let's see if we can get it right side up. Well, yeah, it says zombie currency of the apocalypse. Imagine that. 0.999 fine silver. Love it, don't you? It hits me as a silver stacker. It hits me as an exonumia individual, a collector of tokens and others like that. And it hits me as a coin collector. How about that? Kind of interesting, the artwork, though. I love it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Let's see if I can get it centered up. There was a lot of work that went into that, trying to capture Lady Liberty's essence and then turning Lady Liberty into a zombie. Wonderful. Not that I want Lady Liberty to turn into a zombie. Now, this next one, I think maybe it'll show up. I may have to take it out of its package. Let me take it out of its package. I know, guys, I don't have my gloves on, but I will handle it by the edge. Now, let's look at what would be the reverse first. Will it focus? We are one. And notice the circles around the center circle are the 13 original colonies. Kind of interesting, but you don't get a sense of this as to what it really is until you flip it over. So let me flip it over. And you see this emblem of protest. Now let's see if we can get it close enough to read it. We, the people, taxed enough already. Smaller government, not more debt. 1776. And that coiled snake is a "don't tread on me" type of emblem that really erupted in the Revolutionary War, and then I think it reoccurred and was used during the Civil War as well. But I kind of like it from the standpoint, of course, it's brass, I think, but it's a protest piece. Now, I don't care which side you're on in terms of any commentary about the social aspect of the age we live in today. I just find it interesting. And it's something that will go forward in time that will tell the perspective of what was concerning people in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, right? But again, it talks about who we are and what's on our mind. What do you guys think? Is this something that would be of interest to you? Let me see if I get this back in focus. Yeah. Is this something that you would end up wanting to collect? I think so. Will we get this to focus again? Yeah, there we are. I think you would find it very interesting. I've got tokens that are protest tokens. I've got tokens that are good for tokens. I've got tokens that were produced by the baseball card manufacturers, and they were issued as sets. I've got tokens from the World Fair. I've got tokens from the Olympics. It's just interesting to me because the tokens tell you a little bit about what was going on in society when they were issued. All right, I think that's enough. Let's go back to the camera and do the wrap up. So hopefully, let me turn the slide out. It's kind of blinding, isn't it? Hopefully you'll find this interesting and something that you might consider collecting. One thing I will say about the silver tokens, the silver rounds with the slogans on them, you're going to pay a premium for them. So if you're all about stacking silver, about quantity, get the generic silver rounds. Or if you can find it, the 90% silver currency that's no longer in circulation. If you can find it, put it away, right? But if you like them for what they are, buy the silver rounds. And most often, if they put out in limited production, I'm talking about the slogan silver rounds, they should appreciate in value. The ones that I have certainly have. And you can check the values out on eBay. They're worth a lot more than just a generic silver round and the content of silver that it has. All right, my friends, that's all of it today. Hopefully you find it interesting and that you too will begin to collect tokens in case we have the zombie apocalypse. You take care of yourself. All the best, and be careful out there. Cheers.